students in need. Bring your donation to either of the Nicolet Bank locations on North Country Drive next to Cracker Barrel or on East State Street at the City Center. Or come to the TC West TC Central basketball game, February 3rd. Nicolet Bank has paid for all the tickets to this rivalry game, so you can bring a donation instead of paying admission. Get all the details on how you can help fight the freeze with Nicolet Bank in their hometown of Traverse City at upnorthsportsradio.com.
The Kalkaska Kings bring professional hockey to your own backyard. All the hockey excitement, skating, the goals, and the hits for a fraction of the price of the NHL at the nearby Kalkaska Coliseum. Just $10 or $5 for seniors and students. The Kalkaska Kings are leading the league, so cheer them on this winter at the cozy Coliseum. Check out the Kalkaska Kings on Facebook for the schedule, scores, and stats. See you rinkside at the Coliseum for Kalkaska Kings action.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, 101.1 WGRY, powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
It is time for the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Werdig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Dedicated to providing the best customer service and the best offers, JimWernigChevrolet.com. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And joining us right out of the gates is the head coach of Traverse City Central boys basketball team, Luke Johnson. And Luke, you got the team playing some of its best basketball right now. You put together 4 wins in a row.
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough. It feels weird because it doesn't feel like that to us because we hadn't played in almost 2 full weeks up until last night. So, but yeah, our kids are kind of buying into what we're trying to sell, and kids are playing hard and executing down the stretch.
Yeah, Coach, it's been one of those seasons where a lot of games are getting moved because of weather and things like that. So everyone's got to kind of stay on their toes throughout this basketball season. Yeah,
it's been a little strange for us without, playing for, I think it was 11 days.
Wow.
And we came off a nice win at Petoskey and then just couldn't get back to playing again because of snow days and everything else. And we tried to keep our practices competitive. And unfortunately, we got a little bit too competitive, and a couple of our guys banged heads. We had a guy that had to sit out yesterday because of a concussion. And so, hopefully we can continue to stay on the right track.
Yeah, Coach, and you talked a little bit about that Petoskey game, but that's an impressive win. You went into their home court and beat them 56-45. I mean, Coach, I've seen Petoskey once this year. They're a good basketball team, so you guys must have played really, really well.
Yeah, we just executed really well. And I thought, obviously to hold them to 45, I thought we really defended kind of new personnel, and our guys just kind of bought in. So, yeah, it was a great win for us, on the road.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach, of course, you have crosstown rival, Traverse City West. You're playing them next Tuesday night at West, and it's the Fight the Freeze game for a good cause.
Yeah. Anytime we can play that game and bring a big, local crowd out to support good causes, that's a great thing for our community. Great opportunity for our kids to get out and play in front of our community, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, Coach, that game last few years has been 2,000 plus in the gym, both cheering sections going at it. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, that both games this year are on Tuesday, which
sure.
I think kind of hinders a little bit of our crowd.
Yeah.
But hopefully the community still comes out and supports our kids. Both teams kind of playing well, at this point of the year, and just fun to watch both of our programs.
There might be a touch of a revenge factor for you guys as well. It's been a couple of games since you've been able to beat your rivals.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that I think, some kids put a little bit too much pressure on themselves for this one game, and it's interesting how that kind of gets into kids' heads. And for us, we're going to go in a little bit shorthanded with some injuries and stuff like that. So we'll come out and compete and play as hard as we can and see where the chips fall.
Yeah, Coach, the Big North Conference, the way it stands right now, West on top with a 6-0 record in conference play, but you and Petoskey are nipping at their heels with 5-2 records, and West has only played half of their league schedule, so there's still time to try to battle for a conference championship.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've put ourselves in a position, both Petoskey and us, that we need some help from somebody to knock West off. We both get another shot at them, but it is what it is, and so we're going to continue to battle. And there's a lot of season left, even though there's only 3 weeks. There's a ton of games. I was telling someone the other day they were looking for another game. I said, "Man, we play 3 games a week for the next 2 weeks, so I don't even know where we're going to fit anything in." So it's going to be a jam-packed last few weeks of the season. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to our kids, hopefully getting in a rhythm if this weather can hold off and we can continue to have games and have school. So, it's going to be a battle coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it's the schedule is so weird because some like Petoskey's played 15 games already, so that they're kind of cruising to the back end of their schedule. But like yourselves, you guys have played 12. West has played 11 games. So like you said, there's only 3 weeks left in the regular season. It is going to be a compact schedule for a lot of teams.
Yeah. I was actually texting with Coach Huffman there, one of the assistants at Petoskey, earlier in the week, and shoot, they had, since the time we had played them, they had already played 3 games, and we were just sitting around waiting for a game. So It's just the way it is, right? And I know West and us both play, I think, sitting back-to-back Saturdays these next couple of weeks. So we're gonna pack them in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach, talk about the game last night. You had Alpena team, a young team. They've got a real impressive young guard there, not very big, but the kid can shoot and knows how to play basketball. But you guys, looks like, again, with the 70-56 win. Talk about that game a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we came out, and I'll be honest with you, we're missing Ethan Rademacher. He got a concussion on Wednesday. He's going to be out all of next week.
Oh wow,
boy!
And that changes things for us.
It does.
Senior leadership for us. He doesn't do a ton of scoring and things, but he does a lot of the little things for us and talking, and so that changes us. It really does. And people can say what they want, but missing a piece like that changes things. We came out, and I'll give all the credit to Alpena. Coach Neff has, his kids ready, and those kids compete. I know Brighton really well, their little point guard. I coached him in AAU a couple of years ago. The first time he was in 8th grade, I'll say, because he went back and was reclassified. But he's a great player, and you can't let him get loose. And he got loose a little bit on us. And our guys, we didn't do a great job of containing him. But hopefully we continue to learn from those sort of things. It was a close game until the second half. We were able to kind of pull away a little bit, but they kept it competitive.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, for sure. Again, they really impressed me with how well when they played West early in the year, their outside shooting was phenomenal. I mean, they really drained the three really well, and West still has to go there to that very unique gym over in Alpena and play them there. As you know, that's quite an interesting environment over there.
Interesting environment. You don't know what you're going to get as far as fans, as far as officials. If your kids, you take a 3-hour bus ride and your kids come out flat, do you not shoot it well? Always a tough place to go play. It always makes me nervous, regardless of how good they are and what their record is. It just always makes me nervous going there. So, interesting. Again, could make things interesting down the stretch here, right?
Yeah, we've been talking about that on the show, especially in this cold weather, Coach. Got to take that 3-hour bus ride. Your gear is cold. Yeah. You get out on the floor. You don't really know if you're playing basketball or doing cross-country skiing.
Yeah, are we still in the state of Michigan? Are we in the United States? I don't know where we are, right? You're getting off of a cold bus. It's like you're landing in the frozen tundra, and you're going, all right, we got to play a game. Where are we?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Luke, I have to admit, I was really hoping to see Adam Troutman get a chance to play in the Super Bowl here next week. And, the Broncos played tough, but just couldn't come out with the win.
Yeah, it's too bad, right? I mean, if they would have had Bo Nix, who knows, right? What would have happened? And they still had their chances, and still super proud of Adam and everything that he's accomplished. And really cool to see him have that opportunity to get there. And I think they may even be back there, knocking on the door. They're fairly young, and so just really proud of him, coming from Elk Rapids and being a kid that I had a chance to influence in some way, shape, or form, and a little bit. And just super proud.
And you can tell, Coach, how much Coach Sean Payton trusts him, because he's always in on big third down plays. They run over him all the time. He's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. So you can just see the love that Sean Payton has for him.
Absolutely. And that goes back to the New Orleans days when Adam was there and Sean was there, and he drafted him right out of college. And so I think that trust and knowing Adam's a kid that's going to do whatever you ask him to do, right? And he's going to do it 110%. And Sean trusts him that way. And he's a heck of a blocker and just a great kid.
Yeah, for sure. I've had the fortune of meeting him when he played at Elk for you, Coach. And just seemed like an incredibly great kid. Yeah.
Yep. Great kid. Doesn't surprise me that he's where he is. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, right? Like, it does, because you don't picture a kid coming from Elk Rapids being on a big stage like that.
Sure.
But knowing him and his work ethic and everything he stands for, it doesn't surprise me, because he has that world-class work ethic and attitude.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Luke, we really appreciate you joining us here this morning. You guys get ready for Tuesday night at West, and hopefully I'll get a chance to see you over there.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Again, appreciate everything you do, covering our athletes the way you do and covering our teams. Just really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, you're welcome, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
We appreciate you, too. All right, best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Luke Johnson there from Traverse City Central. So, JC, lots of crazy stuff went on. You were gone yesterday and on the road, and but got a chance to talk to James Cook about the new NIL deal that passed in the state of Michigan for high school players.
Well, I don't know what I couldn't hear the show because we didn't get enough signal to get it on YouTube while we were driving. But and one thing that was pointed out to me, and I don't know if James brought it up or you guys discussed it at all, but it's the school can't be involved with it at all.
At all.
If it's found out that a school is influenced a payment to anyone and everything else, the consequences are going to be drastic, like death penalties.
Yes.
So I don't know how impactful it is. It brings up again the old question about private schools, Catholic schools, getting. Is it an impermissible benefit to give kids scholarships to go to these schools?
Right.
Well, it's never been judged that way.
Exactly.
I mean, you're talking about $35,000 a year benefit if you get a scholarship to go to Detroit Country Day.
Yeah.
That's how expensive it is to go to that school.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
No question.
I mean, kids that go from Detroit Country Day to Michigan, which is a lot of them, they take a pay cut.
That's just
a massive pay cut.
That is incredible.
So, but if they go to Duke, it's double that.
Yeah.
So,
just wow. Yeah, there's really. I saw an interview with Mark Ewell, the director of the MHSAA, and it seems like they've put up some very firm guardrails that you must abide by. And Michigan's the 46th state too. So what they did is they saw states and picked up best practices that they used, learned from their mistakes that they made, and hopefully picked up best practices. And they usually averaged, I think, most schools, they said, around 100 of these a year total. So it's not like there's thousands of them, and they're not talking big money.
No, you're probably talking about, a couple of $1,000 maybe.
Maybe, exactly. No one's pulling up in the parking lot with a Bentley or anything.
No,
I mean, it's small stuff, really.
And I don't know, when some of these private little academies were built. Yeah. Who was the kid from Ypsilanti?
Yes, his dad.
I mean, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He did make it to the league. I think he was drafted in the second round. I don't think he ever saw it.
Last I knew, he was hanging on as like the 11th or 12th man on some roster.
The kid's name.
I can't either, but they said if he came out right now, he'd be the number one pick, is what they thought back at that time.
No, he went to
never developed. Yeah, went to Memphis.
Went to Memphis, played a year. God, I can't remember the kid's name now.
It left early because of.
Well, he wasn't playing.
Right. Well, he wouldn't play.
Penny Hardaway was his coach, and
the
other they had a way better kid on that team. But you also have kids going to IMG Academy. J.J. McCarthy went to IMG Academy. There's a lot of kids that go football and basketball down there, and it's. And I don't even know how you term the hockey the national developmental team.
Right.
They educate those kids, but they're there to play sports.
Right.
And that's what IMG is. I mean, the people called Brother Rice a sports factory forever. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that we didn't go to class. I mean, it was pretty rigorous academics at Brother Rice and Catholic Central and some of these private schools. That's why these kids go to those schools.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. So it'll be.
It's not, I think it's. I think this is a.
It's a lot about not much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say nothing, but it's nothing like what people think of in college sports. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, and I don't. And that's been the rallying cry on Sports Talk and in some of these editorials. Well, people didn't think when they first brought up NIL in college that it would be as sickening as it's gotten or pervasive. I don't know even know what the term is.
Yeah, that's very true.
But kids were getting paid in college. Just very briefly, Rich, this is what people are saying why the SEC is kind of falling off, and the Big Ten is become, because there's so much more money from the graduates and the alumnus in the Big Ten than there is in the SEC. Now, the SEC, when you were secretly playing players, $20,000, $30,000 would get a kid to go to Ole Miss as opposed to Indiana.
And everything seems to be above the table now.
Well, that's what did Ed Ogeron kind of blew the level.
He
said, now we get to get the cash in the front door instead of the back door.
That's right.
Coach O.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, LSU fielded the best team money could buy.
That's right.
Privately, you'll hear from no one will ever come out and say, like Joe Burrow is never going to say what he got paid at LSU.
No question.
Or Marcus Spears, for that matter. All these guys, I know because I played high school and college ball with a lot of guys that were getting paid.
Yeah.
And they weren't huge names.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but they got to do something with NIL in college. I don't know what
they
the
do. They got to do. Someone needs to be an executive director.
The whole thing with the kid from Duke.
Yes.
The Duke did file an injunction on the deal.
Yeah.
And then they netted it out. But the terms were not disclosed.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But somebody has got to take the reins. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. There needs to be
that's
parameters.
Bad radio.
But it is. It's
come up with my own
so
plan and throw it out there, right? Yeah.
But all right, when we get back, we're going to have Pat Schultz from the Gaylord St. Mary's Ladies Snowbirds. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Smart truck shoppers know a good lease when they hear one, so listen closely. At Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord, you can lease a 2025 Colorado four-wheel drive work truck for just $189 a month plus tax, or move up to a 2026 Silverado LT Crew Cab four-wheel drive for just $199 per month plus tax. Capability you can count on with payments that make sense. These are 24-month leases with 10,000 miles per year and 3,000 due at signing. So visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord today. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Must qualify for all incentives. See dealer for details.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
January finds Benetham's looking into the past and bringing back your favorites to start 2026. Begin with the awesome Ahi Tuna Diablo. Main dishes include the marvelous Mongolian beef tenderloin, delightful beer-battered grouper and chips, or the cherry maple barbecue ribs. Here's a tip. Order the ribs and the grouper and split it. It's fantastic. Of course, happy hour will put a glow on the gloomiest of winter days. Visit Benethams.com and make your reservation today. Benethams, for the true love of food.
Gear up like a boss at Blue Collar Clothing. They have the brands for folks who believe that working hard is a way of life. Like the company owner who still clocks in at the mill every day. Blue Collar Clothing on Morenci Avenue in Mile carries their own durable clothing brand, plus Carhartt, Red Wing, and other hard-working American-made clothing and footwear. Or shop for everything online at BlueCollarClothingCo.com. When you work hard, your gear should too. BlueCollarClothingCo.com.
At Roscommon Auto Recyclers, we understand that sinking feeling you get when your check engine light comes on. Your car seems to be running fine, so you try to ignore it. But that light is trying to tell you something is not quite right. Don't panic. It might be a small fix, but if left untreated, could turn into something more serious. Roscommon Auto Recyclers is here to set your mind at ease. ASC certified technicians and affordable prices. Find us in Roscommon at 290 East Federal Highway or online at roscommonautorecyclers.com. Check engine light off.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. In Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Gaylord St. Mary's Lady Snowbirds, Pat Schultz. And Pat, things are rolling along nicely for you guys. Now let me see if I've got this score right, Coach. Did you beat Pellston 68-2?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
we did. We started out doing pretty well. We only pressed for the first 2 minutes maybe of the game, and
okay,
just to kind of get our legs going. And after that, we tried to execute a lot of our half court stuff, and we've been really placing a big emphasis on our half court defense because we, as a team, we know that our season usually kind of comes to an end because we don't play good enough half-court defense, because sooner or later people are going to have guards that can kind of neutralize your press. So you got to play some half-court D, whether it's in the zone or man, and we really put a focus on that. And, to hold – they're very young, just to be truthful. They're very young, and they were very game. But, just even to hold any team there was 2 single free throws. So to have no field goals.
Oh, boy.
The team boxed out well and played good defense. They're young. They have some good players coming up. So it will get better for them. I know that.
Right. And, Coach, I want to go back to just about 10 days ago to the Inland Lakes game. They came into it without any conference losses, but you guys were able to handle them pretty easily, 58-35.
Well, the first half wasn't easy. Our press. I'm still, a big advocate of our players running and jumping in our press, and it started off pretty well. But then, our 2 main, like the girls who we consider our main scorers, one of them gets 2 fouls in the first, and the other one gets 1. Well, long story short, they both, by the end of the first quarter, one of them had 3 fouls, the other one had 2 fouls, and about 30 seconds into the second quarter, the other one gets her 3rd foul. So one of them only played half the first quarter, none of the second, and the other one only played the first quarter and none of the second. So, to have those 2 down, Indian River immediately put the press on, as I would have done too, and they leveled it out, and it was even at halftime, and then our girls kind of righted the ship, and we just made a couple small adjustments in the press, and the third quarter was a good quarter for us, and we kind of put a cushion on it that we never gave up the rest of the game.
Well, Coach, as you know, when one of your best players gets into early foul trouble and you have to sit them, it's a little bit scary as a coach, but also it gives another player that big opportunity to step up and get some crucial minutes.
Well, yeah, we kind of left. We had our lone sole senior point guard, Emery Blues, stayed in the game, and she, with a couple underclassmen as far as girls that were kind of handling the ball and trying to break that press, did as good a job as they could. Indian River kind of came at us full force. So, I think we were up at that point. We were at the end of the first, maybe we were up, 8 points, 10 points, something like that. And like I said, by halftime, it was an even game. And quite truthfully, with the amount of offense that we had sitting on the bench for 10 minutes, to be even at halftime, I felt good about that. It even changed the way they played in the first part or the latter part of the first quarter. Even when you get a couple fouls or a foul, even though you're still in the game, it kind of changes your aggressiveness, and everything we do offensively, defensively is kind of predicated on being aggressive, getting downhill. And even if you're on the court, you're still playing a little softer than we think is the most effective for us. So it changed things, but the second half we pretty much played the way we wanted to, and the girls could. So it worked out all right. But they're a real good team, and it'll be another dogfight at the end of the season.
Right. Coach, you've got a game today, actually. I think at 1 o'clock it is there on your home court. And you're playing what appears to be a good Burt Lake Northern Michigan Christian team sitting at 10-3.
Yeah, they are. Burt Lake, they're a nice little team. They have 2 really good players. Just truthfully, they have 2 players that would start on any team in the Ski Valley without question. I know Josh, the coach. We kind of grew up in the same town, grew up together. They're his daughters. They're very good basketball players. Our teams kind of spend a lot of time together scrimmaging just because we know each other and doing some things together. So yeah, we know them. They're very good. This will be a real good challenge for us. They're his 2 daughters. One really can shoot from 3, and the other one can shoot from 3, but really can get downhill, handles the ball well. So it'll be a good challenge for us. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like they'd be fun to watch in the driveway playing 1-on-1 against each other, Coach.
Oh, they are. They're really good. Those are 2 really good basketball players. I'm not kidding. They are. When I said they would start on any Ski Valley team, both of them, they would for sure. And one of them, the one that kind of drives and shakes it up a little bit, she's an 8th grader, and the other one I think is a 10th grader. So yeah, they're going to be good for a long time.
Yeah, Coach, as you know, those schools that I think is below 100 students can petition the MHSAA to have kids play as an eighth grader up on varsity or JV, and I see that a lot with these smaller schools.
Yep, we actually fall into that category. So I think I'm not sure exactly what the number is. If it's under 100 or under, I think it's under 100. You can have eighth graders play, and so we've fallen into that category. So we've had eighth graders play on varsity. Kaylee, our senior guard, she was one of my players when she was in eighth grade. She played the whole varsity season and ended up starting the last half of it. So when you're small like that, you kind of gotta utilize what you have, and sometimes when you need people, you gotta kind of go down a couple grades.
You do, Coach. It's just, hey, it's survival in the jungle out there. You got to get them, and you kind of force feed them. And beyond it, girls tend to physically mature quicker than boys. So some of them are, already, at the height or it's a strength level that they're going to be at.
You're exactly right. The flip side to that is, physically they're not far off of probably what they're going to be, for the most part.
Sure.
But, IQ-wise and just maturity level, like on the court maturity, that suffers some. But those are the kind of growing pains that you go through. But the flip side to that is, yes, we bring up 8th and 9th graders to varsity, and yes, you take your lumps with them, and you have to really, it's hard for me, but you really have to try to be patient with a lot of the decision-making that they use in those younger years, but that does benefit you as when they become juniors and seniors. They've played so many, varsity games or just so many high school games. They have a full season more than other kids, being that they started in 8th grade, and it does pay off. You just kind of have to take your lumps for a little bit with them,
Coach, who's in your district?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's. I believe it's us, Ellsworth, Central Lake, maybe Alba if they have a team. I think Hillman, and maybe one other school. It's a little bit different. They moved us. They restructured the districts, and we kind of got put in this one. So it's Central Lake will have played twice by the time districts roll around, and they're a good team. So. It'll be, probably as challenging as last year, I would think. The same, Central Lake was in it last year, but Bel Air was in it last year. Atlanta was in it, and they were kind of a good young team, but those two teams aren't in it this year. But it'll still be, I think probably any team could win it. If we're playing the way we should play, I would guess we would be the favorites, but I have seen this team, do some crazy things.
How's the zone shaping up, Coach?
I'm telling you, you would have in that last game. We played probably more of that 1-1-3 than we did man. We were flipping back and forth like on made free throws. We'd fall back into the 1-1-3 if it was missed. We'd pick them up 3-quarter and man. It is. I tell you, and I know we joke about this, and I know X's and O's wise. You need to switch up your defenses, and I get all that. But it is hard for these girls to wrap their heads around being kind of like restricted to
passive.
An area, more or less. I am struggling with. I really struggle with kids. Like we place so much of an emphasis and work so hard on our half-court D and our full-court D, where we're following kids through and jamming up cutters, and for these girls to have to hand them off to someone as they, are in their zone and then going to the next zone. I tell you, it's a struggle because I'll have my girl who's up at the point, supposed to be meeting people at half court. If a girl cuts through, like she's following her all the way down past the free throw line, and it's really, it is. I know you're laughing, you're thinking it should be easy. I think I have a really athletic group of kids, but it has been a struggle. I could fall back into a 2-3 like 99% of the other girls teams out there, which I'm not in love with the 2-3 unless it's a. You kind of elevate the bottom wings a little bit and put some pressure on the three-point line.
Yeah.
But, I like this 11. It's the slides in it are a little different, but, my God, getting these kids to kind of stay home, so to speak, is freaking hard. I'm telling you, it is hard.
When you've played man-to-man your entire life and it's ingrained into you, it's hard to turn that switch off and then guard kind of an area, Coach.
They know nothing. They know nothing but man. And when we try to do this in practice, it is. I look at a team. I watch us do our full court man and our half court man, and we'll scrimmage in practice and do that. And it looks, as looks pretty good. I mean, relative to all these other presses I see out there, people running, I think it looks really good. Then, and you see these kids, and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. They look like, you know, they really know what they're doing. Then, all right, let's jump into that 11. Yeah. And then, oh my God, it looks like a middle school team. I'm like, are we the same 5 girls that just, you know, a minute ago were running and jumping and switching and talking and communicating and rotating?
I love it.
And then you see this, and it's like, oh well, that's called coaching. And my buddy over in Wisconsin, who's a retired college coach that I talk to a lot, he said, you haven't coached it until they've learned it. You can say the same thing over and over. If they're not doing it right, he said, you haven't coached it until they've learned it. And we haven't learned it, so I haven't coached it yet.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. You don't want to use it unless it's going to look good out on the court, you know. I mean, that's...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the update, Coach. That was good radio.
It was. I love it.
I don't know if it was good, but it was honest. I'll give you that.
I love the honesty, Coach. Yeah. Well, best of luck today, Coach, against Burt Lake, and we always appreciate you being able to squeeze this in because you got a 1 o'clock tip-off, so best of luck with that game.
Appreciate it very much. Thanks again for everything you guys do. I love listening to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Coach.
Yep, have a great weekend.
Pat Schultz from Gaylord St. Mary's. He's so honest about. If you ask him a question, he's not going to give you the standard.
I've been giving him crap about.
I just love it. Absolutely love his honesty.
You know, because they're small, school and size-wise and everything else. I've been, you know, you and I've had this discussion. I talked to Chad about it for a long time about, you know, not the pressure. Nobody ever pressured me to coach at the high school boys, but they kind of did.
Yeah.
And but I have observed that program, the girls program, has been, you know, pretty successful.
Sure.
And I've been telling whatever coach would listen to me, you know, you've got to work on a zone. Just because these girls hustle and, you know, that's all coaches want to prove how tough they are by getting to man-to-man, you know, getting in people's faces and trying to do that. But when you play a team that has a couple of girls that are 5-6 inches that can, you know, just back you down and score, you got to do something different.
You do. Yep. Yeah, and because again, you got to do some double teams, you got to do some things. Or again, I like the concept of come down every once in a while, every third or fourth possession, throw a zone on them. So it constantly is confusing the opposing team on what's going on and what they're going to expect.
Michigan threw it at Michigan State a couple of times last night, and it's really screwed State up.
Yeah, exactly. It works. I've seen it work a lot.
No.
Then they can't get tendencies on you.
No, you know, when State had that huge comeback,
sure did.
Michigan threw a zone at him a couple of times and kind of shut the faucet down a little bit. So, you know, there you go.
Yeah. All right, when we get back, we're going to talk to Sean Finnegan from Traverse City St. Francis. Had a game last night, has a game again today. He's a busy guy. So you're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. Get ready to hit the trails, but before you load up your ORV or sled, make sure you're packed for the conditions. Beyond a helmet, ensure you've got moisture-wicking layers and a small emergency kit with a tow strap, spark plugs, and a fire starter. With these sub-zero wind chills, a spare belt and hand warmers aren't just a luxury. They're a necessity for a safe ride. It's the second big weekend of Tip-Up Town in Houghton Lake, so expect heavy traffic on the trails and on the ice. Fast Eddie's National Hot Sleds on Ice kicks off on the East Bay with Test and Tune on Friday, followed by high-speed racing on Saturday starting at 12:30 p.m. Catch my interview with Fast Eddie on UpNorthSportsRadio.com. Frederick and Grayling conditions are excellent with a deep base, but watch for active logging. Kalkaska's Blue Bear Trail is in prime shape with 8 to 10 inches of fresh groomed powder. In Cadillac, you'll find a solid 2 to 4 inch base with plenty of fresh powder on top. No matter where you ride, remember, ride right, respect your fellow riders, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it. Take on the most challenging winter conditions with the Toro Power Max 826 snowblower. Self-propelled with 6 speeds forward and 2 speeds in reverse lets you go at your own pace. The Power Max has triggerless steering, night vision, and anti-clogging system. This snowblower is the total package. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wiernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. In Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
St. Ambrose Cellars in Beulah is a winter wonderland this time of year. It's just part of the one-of-a-kind vibe. Enjoy draft cider, meads, sizers, or beer with the weekly specials. Monday's burger night, pizza on Tuesday, and wings on Wednesday. The open mic jam on Thursdays is incredibly cool, and live music begins at 5 p.m. every Friday and Saturday. The brand new Cajun brunch is a must if you like a side of Southern style to begin your day. It's just a part of what makes St. Ambrose a one-of-a-kind hang for those in the know. See it all at stambrose-wine-mead.com.
When your vehicle needs body work, don't you wish you had someone in the family to repair it? That would be great, but most people don't. So why not choose a company that treats you like family? Choose Jim's Collision in Roscommon. Collision repairs can be stressful. Add in insurance details and it can be downright confusing. Jim's Collision makes it easy with excellent repairs, competitive prices, and they'll work with your insurance company. Choosing Jim's is easy because they've got family too. ChooseJims.com.
Don't miss the final days of Winter Windfall at Odawa Casino Petoskey. January is flying by. This is your shot at hot seats worth up to $1,000 in cash. Play slots or table games every Saturday in January between 4 and 8, and you could win your part of our $14,000 cash giveaway. If you're Elite or Prestige with Pure Rewards, don't miss these final weeks. Your prize potential multiplies. 2 times for Elite, 3 for Prestige. Come in this Saturday for your chance to win, only at Odawa Casino.
Smart truck shoppers know a good lease when they hear one, so listen closely. At Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord, you can lease a 2025 Colorado 4-wheel drive work truck for just $189 a month plus tax, or move up to a 2026 Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for just $199 per month plus tax. Capability you can count on with payments that make sense. These are 24-month leases with 10,000 miles per year and 3,000 due at signing. So visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord today. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Must qualify for all incentives. See dealer for details.
It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com. Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
It's time now for the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week. WGRY Up North Sports Radio is proud to acknowledge Cooper Sellers of the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. Congratulations, Cooper. Sergeant Travis Schuttler, Michigan Army National Guard recruiter for the Traverse City area, will be dropping by St. Francis High with some National Guard swag just for you. Visit miarmyguard.com to set your career in motion.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of Traverse City St. Francis boys basketball team, Sean Finnegan. And Sean, before we talk about the big win you had last night against Detroit Henry Ford, congratulations on Cooper Sellers being named the National Guard Student Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, of all the kids we've got, I'd say he's certainly well-deserving. He's a tough kid, and being that the reward is from the National Guard kind of makes sense. So we're happy to hear that. Yeah,
Coach, you said you installed him into that starting lineup a couple of weeks ago, and just his overall play has really helped your team.
Yeah, he's not doing anything on the stat sheet necessarily that pop off at you like he's leading us in many categories. It's kind of that glue guy that does a lot of the little things that kind of can go unnoticed if you're not looking for it. But he's a tough kid. He defends really well. I think I jinxed him after I said he's been our most efficient shooter. We went to McBain, and I think he was like 0 for 7. So that was maybe on me. But we didn't shoot well as a group, so it wasn't just him. But no, he's been a great player for us. He's earned that starting spot, and definitely earned to keep it.
Yeah. We talked, Coach, you and I text back and forth. He's a great kid, too.
Yes, he is. He's a good leader, only a junior, but you can see those leadership qualities. He's not afraid to grab one of his teammates by the jersey or, kind of remind them what we're up to and when there's dinking around going on. So, you need guys like that, whether they're a captain or not, to just kind of take control sometimes. And, it's amazing. No matter how much we bark, sometimes just a subtle thing from a teammate certainly gets their attention more than me yelling at them. So it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, that peer enforcement of, the way things should be done really does kind of stick out a little more, Coach.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, you guys, you have your Traverse City invite, their St. Francis invite going on right now. And, Coach, you got a big 50-28 win against Henry Ford.
Yeah, they've got good coaching staff there. They're very young, so I think they're going to be a team that's going to only get better as time goes. I will be honest and say that might have been the ugliest game of basketball I've been a part of in 20 years of coaching.
Oh, really?
But, and he told me from the get-go, he's like, we're young, we're kind of inexperienced. All we can do is kind of try and make it crazy and muck it up and all that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've watched some film. I kind of know what to expect.
Sure.
Blah blah. Well, holy smokes, it was just. I think we went the first 10 possessions. We probably had 8 or 9 turnovers and 1 foul at the rim where we missed both free throws. We hadn't had a shot attempt 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Wow.
It was just. Again, they're picking up pressuring, and they've got great speed. They're very aggressive, and for whatever reason, we forgot what sport we were playing or something because it was a slow start, to just put it mildly. And once we settled in a little bit, it was fine. But it was, I think, 1-0 their lead for about 5 or 6 minutes to start the game. It was the refs. I talked to them after halftime. I said, "Have you seen one this ugly?" Anytime recently? And they said, well, not that I can remember, but we were talking at halftime thinking at any moment a basketball game might break out, so we got to be ready.
Yep.
Yeah, good thing the refs were getting paid, huh, Coach? Because they would have they wouldn't come back out of the
locker room.
I mean to tell you, it would have. I give them credit. I thought they did a good job. It was a very hard game to officiate because it was. There was bodies flying everywhere. There was, loose ball after loose ball, tip ball, balls being thrown. I mean, again, if you were in the crowd, you had to have your head on a swivel. You just didn't know what was going on. The ball could be hitting you in your popcorn. I mean, it was a unique game, to be polite.
Would have been a fun game to call, Rich.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Well, Coach, you guys, it's true tournament style now, Coach. You're playing the winner of the other game that played last night, right?
Correct. Yep. So Saginaw Neville and Grand Rapids West Catholic played in the first game, and actually West Catholic was up about, I think, 12 points at one point, early to mid third quarter.
Right.
And then Neville went on a run, and it ended up being I think a 4-point game at the end, but it was very tight down the stretch, and Neville ended up coming out on top, and both were really evenly matched, good teams with some size, and we knew either way, win or lose yesterday, we were going to play one of them, and it was going to be a challenge today. So, looking forward to that challenge. Neville, has some good athletes as well. They seem to have a few new faces every year. I feel like that, ever since Saginaw, Arthur Hill, and High went together to form Saginaw United.
Yep.
Neville gets a couple new athletes every year that apparently are Catholic now. So it's been interesting trying to scout them year to year.
Don't start with the Catholic.
I love it, Coach. Yeah. They've been reformed. It's all good, Coach.
Meet my point guard, Herbie Goldstein.
Yeah, right. Great accountant.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Coach, so you got this tournament action, and you got a few games in between, but always we're looking forward to the showcase coming up in a couple of weeks on the 14th. What a better way to spend Valentine's Day than in the gym.
Well, it's where I love to be, as my wife would tell me. So, I always said Valentine's kind of a Hallmark holiday anyway. I can buy you roses and give you kisses any day of the week. But
and do you, Coach? Good.
Oh, yeah.
I have to because, the amount of time I'm gone, you got to balance happy wife, happy life, obviously.
Sure.
So it's always a game being played there.
Yeah, my wife is going downstate, so I've got.
You get to batch it.
I get to go ahead and go without any guilt.
I get to do this on a regular basis, so it's an old hat for me. So.
Well, it will be a good day. I think last time we talked, I don't remember. Did I have it finalized yet? I know I was working on a team. I did get it finalized. Did I have that for you guys last time?
I don't know.
You got another UP team coming down, right, Coach?
Correct. So instead of us playing Menominee, Central will, and then we're going to play Pickford, which last time I looked, it was still undefeated. So they're having a good year, and it should be some good matchups. Menominee, I think, is either undefeated or maybe one loss, and it's going to be a different look to the showcase this year. But I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun.
All right.
Yeah, that looks good. And speaking of undefeated teams, this week you're going to take on Traverse City Christian. They're undefeated right now. Also, Coach, at 15-0.
Yeah. I'd love to swap schedules with them for a time. I say that just to give Reen a little crap, but no, it's going to be a good game. It'll be a good atmosphere. We're looking forward to going over there, and we're starting to figure some things out. I think finally here. So our last few games we're playing better basketball, and it may not show it on the scoreboard every night, but again, with the schedule we're playing, I don't base what we're doing a lot on wins and losses as much as how do we compete and what do we execute. So we're starting to figure things out. We're starting to move the ball how I'd like to see defensively. Our execution and our competitiveness has been good. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. That'll be, we owe them one from last year because I think they came to our place and we maybe didn't show up and lost by about 25. So
they had that kid though that scored. Who was the player?
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't either, but he was like third or fourth on our scouting report and became number one real quick. And
yeah, well, he's the all-time leading scorer. He went over 2,000 points. I can't remember his name now, but obviously they're playing decent basketball, even though they you might not be able to pronounce some of the teams on their schedule. many
Yeah,
balls.
you still got to show up, put the ball in the hole, and score more than the other team. So,
no question.
Again, we're looking forward to it. All kidding aside, it'll be a good game. That's our last road game before the tournament, and not really a road game. Don't have to go very far for it. So we've been fortunate with our schedule as far as traveling this year, and that'll be another good test for us. I say that about every game we have. I don't know that I gave us, maybe outside of my alma mater, Bel Air, I don't think I gave us a whole lot of games that we were expected to win going in. So it's been a good challenge for these boys, and happy to see we're starting to grow with it and getting ourselves ready for what matters.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Coach. Well, we'll let you get to the shoot around. We always appreciate you joining us here, and best of luck today against Novell.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll be seeing you soon.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Sean Finnegan from Traverse City, St. Francis. Always good to talk to Sean.
Quick break.
Quick break and close out the show.
Smart truck shoppers know a good lease when they hear one, so listen closely. At Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord, you can lease a 2025 Colorado four-wheel drive work truck for just $189 a month plus tax, or move up to a 2026 Silverado LT Crew Cab four-wheel drive for just $199 per month plus tax. Capability you can count on with payments that make sense. These are 24-month leases with 10,000 miles per year and $3,000 due at signing. So visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord today. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Must qualify for all incentives. See dealer for details.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake is celebrating Tip-Up Town, offering you 50% off labor on all power sports accessory installs. Book before January 31st. Even if you schedule the work in February, put down a deposit before January 31st and you get 50% off the labor, plus 10% off the accessories themselves. Get 30% off Bell helmets, Fox gear, and Muck-Off cleaning supplies. Save up to $9,000 on selected Kawasaki side-by-sides. And Outdoor Equipment Co. will waive the freight cost on all in-stock KO power sports. It's all happening now at Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake.
We all love visiting warm weather destinations in the winter, but it's even better to return to our northern Michigan homes. Unfortunately, 25% of our TCAP students live below the poverty line, and over 200 students are considered homeless. This is Kevin Klein from Cherry Capital Airport asking you to join us in fighting the freeze. Tickets for the TC Central and TC West game on February 3rd have been purchased and donated so that you can make a cash or gift card contribution to the Student Support Network. Let's stand together and fight the freeze.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. Then Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Tune in to Up North Sports Radio every Friday between 8 and 9 a.m. and then again at 5 and 6 p.m. for the Cross Country Ski Report. Brought to you by Hanson Hills, Old Lake Road in Grayling, and online at hansonhills.org. 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And, JC, we just have a few minutes before we head out of here.
Yeah, I've got a hard out from 97.1 and a big hockey game on the radio, 1 o'clock today. The Red Wings are hosting the Colorado Avalanche.
Love it.
Yeah. We'll see what kind of heated up You know, ever since the old days, Rich, you know, when the Wings and the Avs were must-see TV.
Oh, absolutely.
You never know what kind of Donnybrook is going to break out. It's sporadic. You know, you'll nothing will happen for a couple of years, and then they'll go at it, and you know, like the ghosts of Red Wings past will hit one of them, and now you know the Avalanche have the best record in the league by far. And the Wings are playing way better hockey. And, you know, Paul Woods and I have been talking briefly about, because it's Paul's last year.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be cool if the Wings and the Avs went to played each other in the Stanley Cup for your last season?
It would be incredible.
You know, I don't know if that's going to happen,
Right.
but it's going to be on the radio here today at 1 o'clock. And you're jumping on the road. And
I am. Got Traverse City West takes on Sault Ste. Marie. They should be able to make it down, so that's the good thing. They made it down as far as Petoskey the last time and turned around. They said no more of this. So good driving
we crossed the bridge
conditions.
yesterday. Wasn't that bad? Yeah. So that game's at 1:30?
1:30, yes. And then, of course, we have the Fight the Freeze game next Tuesday as well.
That's a big deal for us.
It is.
We get Nicolay Bank involved, and they buy the tickets.
Great partners.
We really want to pack the house. You don't have to pay to come into the game. Yeah. Just, you know, if you can think about it, buy a gift card of some type to donate. And if not, you know, at least the entrance to the game or, you know, $20 towards the Student Support Network. I mean, Fight the Freeze.
It's no more real than what it's been this year.
No, you know, they moved those homeless people out of that tented village at the Commons. I don't know. Some of them are in churches. I don't know where they are, but I mean, Cheryl's little sister. She's a big sister.
Yes.
Is couch surfing right now.
Right.
You know, so it's a real thing. And a lot of these kids, you know, the only nourishment they get is when they go to school. And so, you know, enjoy the basketball game, but it's a very important cause.
It is, for a much higher cause, for sure. And so 97.1 The Ticket will take over here briefly.
Yep.
And we do appreciate everyone joining us here.
Well, 97.1.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord, dedicated to the best customer service and the best offers. Join us next Saturday at 10 with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, 101.1 WGRY, powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Brr, it's downright frigid out there.
No kidding. But I've got just the thing to warm you up. Shanty Creek is serving up something hot.
Really? Like what?
This winter at Shanty Creek Resort, book a minimum 2-night stay at the Lakeview Hotel and receive half off lift tickets. No blackout dates, and the hotel has stunning views of northern Michigan's winter wonderland. This stay and ski package is perfect for any winter getaway.
Half off ski and amazing winter views? I'm sold.
The perfect ski hamlet for the whole family. Get cozy at Shanty Creek Resort, shantycreek.com.
You know, the best home advantages in sports feel like events. They don't feel like games. Hockey had no history in Tampa Bay when I worked there. Zero. And yet the Tampa Bay Lightning were the hottest ticket in town. If you had a hot date, you took her to a Lightning game. You didn't take her to a Tampa Bay Rays game in Tropicana Field, that dump. You didn't take her to a Buccaneers game where the creamsicle uniforms always lost. You took her to a Lightning game where they had upscale eating options, dining, drink options. They had incredible in-between period entertainment. I got to tell you, Little Caesars Arena today, just the buzz, just the vibe. If you feel tremors before there's an earthquake, you are feeling a tremor of something big happening here today in Little Caesars Arena. If you are coming to the game, I want to invite you to come say hi to us. Corbin Simons, Jake Sachs, our amazing promotions department is here today, rolling on until 12:45 until puck drop. And this is the place to be. Now, we are also touching on the fact that Michigan State, well, at home, at the Breslin, fell to Michigan for the first time since 2018 last night. My big takeaway is I can conclusively say now, in my opinion, that Michigan is a national championship contender and Michigan State is not. They were dominant in that game. I don't know how you could take that game in and come to any other conclusion. Now, here's the other thing. Since 2001, so this century, right? This century, 96% of the national champions were top 21 in Ken Palm's offensive efficiency. Ken Palm is this kind of college basketball nerd, I say that affectionately, who comes up with all these numbers and analytics. 96% of them have been top 21 in offense. 92% of them have been top 31 in defense. That means at this point in the season, there are 6 national championship contenders. Are you ready? Arizona, UConn, Houston, Illinois, Nebraska, and Michigan. Michigan State, in fact, is not a national championship contender. Above and beyond that, though, you talk about a sport that has ruined its regular season, that's college basketball. They've made it so that all we care about is the tournament, which